Taking on Yeifer Valencia here at the Renaissance Hotel in Orlando, Florida, and live on BXNGTV.com. We're 24 hours out. Facing another undefeated fighter. How you feeling?
Excited. You know, it's just a mystery. This guy doesn't have a lot of footage. There's not much information about him. You know, he had a deep amateur career back home, and you know, he's had a lot of underground fights. Possibly has more fights than, you know, his record says. So I'm looking forward to figuring him out and, you know, dominating as usual, man.
I know, like, in the amateur, sometimes, you know, you don't know anything about the guy you're fighting. I know in the pros, there's usually a little bit more film or something you can at least get a gauge on. You really can't do that with that. Is it kind of like a little naked feeling going into this fight?
Yeah, I mean, like, in the amateurs, you know, like you alluded to, it's very random. You know, you don't pick and choose, you know, who you fight. You show up to a tournament, you fight whoever, and, you know, a lot of times you don't even know who you're in there with. You just got to make the adjustments as you go. And in the pros, that's the luxury like a lot of fighters have. You know, for the most part, who you're gonna get in there with. But for me, man, to be honest, I have no like feeling towards it. I get nothing but top sparring. I have a lot of experience against top fighters, and I make it a main point for me to get the best sparring possible every camp. So to be honest, whoever I'm fighting, it's not really anything I'm worried about. You know I get the best training possible. I put myself through it to prepare myself for these moments. So it's no issue for me.
What's the thought process? You're fighting a guy, you'd say he's undefeated, you don't know much about him, he may have a deep amateur career, you know, you don't know that. You know, it's, you know, you're on the brink maybe of getting maybe a show box or one of those kind of opportunities. What's the thought process taking a fight that, you know, might be risky?
Yeah, I just gotta come out super sharp. You know, we don't know what this guy's coming out with. We know we know his dimensions. We know his stance. But he's undefeated in the same way. You know, I'm looking to get another dominant win. Like, he doesn't know how to lose. You know, and this is a big opportunity for him to crash the scene. So it's important for me to come out box sharp the way I usually do and just do whatever it takes to continue showing that I'm one of the best 140-pound prospects coming up to date.
You're fighting in your, I guess, new adopted hometown of Orlando, Florida. You know, a lot of fighters would maybe go the other way because, you know, New York is where there's a lot of action, a lot of sparring, a lot of great pros. You actually chose to come down to Orlando. What was that thought process?
Just needed a new scenery. I grew up, I was raised in the Bronx, grew up in the big city, but as I grew older, I'm just a lot more introverted. You know, me and my fiance, you know, she's very, you know, she didn't love the city life the same way I didn't love it, so we were just always dreaming about moving somewhere. I've always done my camps out in Orlando, so I'm very familiar with the area, and you know, it was just a very natural decision for us. It's a place that we both mutually loved, and we made the decision, and thankfully it's worked wonders for me. I'm able to focus a lot more. Yeah, New York has a lot of top fighters, but it's also a lot of distractions that comes with that. Here in Orlando, I'm really able to lock in and do what I got to do and focus. And, you know, surprisingly, people may not look at it as a boxing hotbed, but there's a lot of top work. You can always travel a couple hours any direction and get elite work. So that's just the luxury of living out here.
Have you been to Disney World yet?
Man, surprisingly, I've never been to Disney World in my life, man. I love the beach, though.
Yeah, go to Disney World. I'm just giving you a little advice.
Yeah, man. Grown little kid.
Well, you know what? I was just there in February. Yeah. It's as much, if not more, for adults than it is for kids. Yeah. What do you want to say to fans in close before we see you tomorrow night, Saturday night, June the 4th, live on BXNGTV.com?
Add me on Twitter and Instagram at Steven Galeano with an underscore. Add me on Facebook, Steven Galeano. You know, I love to connect with the people, love to talk boxing. You know, I'm a very exciting fighter, a very skillful fighter. And tune in Saturday night, BXNG.TV. I'm fighting a fellow undefeated fighter. It should be fireworks, and I'm looking forward to putting a show on for my Puerto Rican fans, my Guatemalan fans, and exposing myself to my new fan base. I know I'm going to create a big fan base out here and keep pushing towards the bigger fights. And I just want to keep proving myself, and I want to thank everybody who supports me and Team Galeano.
Congratulations. We'll see you. Best of luck tomorrow night.
Thank you.